These are the first pages you will see in this process. The identification of needed assessments, or as we call it, the grid, is reviewed by a team that typically includes the parent, teacher, psychologist, social worker, and special education administrator. This meeting is called a domain meeting. Depending on if it is an initial or reevaluations, the members may be different. The team will review the grid, adding and reviewing information existing about the child, discuss any evaluations that need to be done in the areas of concern, and Les too will be gathering that information and reporting on it. After this is complete, the parents sign consent for initial or reevaluation. When a date and time has been chosen for the meeting, a notification will be sent home. It will list the purposes of the conference and who will be gathering the information and what are their roles.
The psychologist and social worker will be involved with every evaluation, whether it's an initial or a reevaluation. The psychologist takes in academic information. They could gather it from the teacher, from some of the assessments that have already been done, such as the PARCC assessment or the progress monitoring. They may even do their own assessment of the child or go in for an observation. The social worker will typically contact you, the family, and get information from that end, and that's done through an interview, either through the phone or you'll meet some place and talk through some of the things. You might also get some questionnaires or behavior rating scales if that's one of the concerns that was talked about at the domain meeting. If there are other areas that have been noted in the domain, such as speech therapy, occupational therapy, or physical therapy, then those specialists will come in and also do some evaluations with the students.
Okay, and I'm assuming the parent can make changes and suggestions throughout that process?
Absolutely. At that domain meeting, you're sitting there, you're talking about concerns. The teacher may have some concerns, but you as a parent may see things that we don't in the educational setting, so we definitely want you there and part of that process so that we can make sure that all pieces of information are kind of laid out and so that all concerns are covered, and we're surely evaluating everything that needs to get hit.
Okay, and do I need to sign consent at the meeting, or do I have time to think about it?
You do have time to think about it. The process might move along a little bit faster if you send it right there. However, if you want to take it home and talk to your family about what's on there, what's going to be done, that's very okay, and I would encourage that if you have any questions at all, or if you have somebody who can't be there, look at the paperwork. So then you would bring that in. Whenever it gets signed is when we actually start our process.
And what is that process?
Once we get that signed consent, from that date forward, we have a process in place that notifies all the people who are involved with this evaluation so that they know that they can get started, be it working with the teacher, working with the parent, or working with the student in gathering some information. Once they get into that process and are working along with their teacher or with the student, then either the psychologist or the teacher would contact you and set up time to have a meeting and to look at all of the information. And when that gets done, what you will see is the notification of conference right here, and you will see that there will be the name of every person who's involved, their title, who they are, when the meeting is going to be held, and where it's going to be held.
Okay, great.
All right. Talk to you soon.